Welcome to Lucky Lock's instructional video. I'll be taking you through how to make the lock from scratch. Here we have the lock shown as it is fully assembled. Hopefully it'll look like that for you too when you are finished. We start with the unboxing process. Take out your user manual. We'll take this and move it to the side. We'll put it in the top right hand corner. The lock comes with a lock guide template with a 54mm hole, the lock body, which includes the keypad, the lock rear housing, which includes the battery cover, and the mid frame, which is used for mounting. This is the Deadbolt latch. As you can see, it has a directional mount, and it also comes with a plastic cover which will not be used as part of the installation. We also have a strike plate, a lever plate, keys, and it also comes with the battery back cover. It will also come with 2 contactless keycaps, as you can see here, and these have to be set up in the app. You'll get some short machine screws, medium machine screws, and long machine screws. And tying it all together, some wood screws. Alright, now we're getting into it. So we hold the template over the place in the door that we want to drill the hole, and as you can see, the template is directional and it has a hole size of 54mm. You also get a faceplate cutout and the strike plate cutout. Make sure that the template is aligned in the correct orientation because you want it all aligned with all the components of the lock. So we'll take the Deadbolt latch and we'll begin installation by grabbing this latch and putting it in with the directional up arrow pointed upwards. Slide it in. Then we'll take these machine screws and we'll fix the Deadbolt latch to the door using these screws. You can use an electronic screwdriver, as I have over here, to make the process a little bit easier, or you can use a manual screwdriver. Just make sure that the Deadbolt latch is sitting firmly in place, and then screw in the 2 short machine screws. So this is an aluminium frame door, which is quite common in commercial buildings, but this will work with a wood door. Just use the wood screws instead of the machine screws. So now that we have the Deadbolt in, we want to have it in the unlock position. There's a little latch at the bottom and it might need a little bit of encouragement. And once it's in, we can proceed to check if the deadbolt is nice and flush. Make sure that the deadbolt's in the unlock position, because if you install the rest of the lock, you're going to have to undo all of that to get back to this point to make sure that it is in the unlock position and that the torque driver is horizontal. So as you can see here, we'll feed through the cable from the front keypad lock and we'll get that torque lever in through the Deadbolt latch, making sure that it is horizontal. Now it's very important that you feed through the electronic cable because this is going to be used for the rest of the installation. We'll take that keypad front part of the lock and we'll take the mid plate. We're going to mount the front of the lock to the middle plate. So we'll take that bracket, we'll feed the cable through the bottom hole, and we'll make sure that everything is aligned. Now it doesn't have to be super perfect because what we can do is adjust it as long as you don't tighten down the screws too far. But to make sure that the 2 screw holes down on the middle mounting plate that I'm showing here is aligned. So we'll take these 2 screws, we'll feed it in, You might need a little bit of fiddling around to make sure that the holes align. And we'll get those long machine screws and we'll fix them to the middle mounting plate. Again, you can use an electronic screwdriver or you can use a manual screwdriver. These are PH2 screws, so make sure you don't mix them up with posi drive, but those Phillips screws will go in nice and easy. Again, just make sure that it is straight and level before we tighten them down. Sometimes you can adjust it here and there by pushing gently on the middle mounting plate. We'll feed through the cable and get it out the other side and then push it into the PCB to clip it in to the rear housing, which holds the batteries and the deadbolt latch. Now we'll line everything up, just making sure that the cable has enough free room and we can tuck that in into the hole with the middle plate, and we'll make sure that the deadbolt rear housing latch is in the unlocked position. Make sure that when you're mounting this, the cable's not pinched and that the rear housing is pushed firmly into place, aligned with everything when we put in the short screw to mount the rear housing in. So once that's pushed down, you can see that the whole lock is in place. There is a cover for the reset button, but we won't install that until we reset the lock with all of the batteries installed, and that will allow us to do app access and also set up the lock and calibrate it. So just make sure that the lock is fully reset before moving on to this next step, and we'll hold down the reset button to do so. Then you can activate the keypad. The keypad should light up. Then you press 7 and the lock button, and this will calibrate the lock. So you can see the lock moving in and out, and when we are messing around with the keypad and putting in the right combination, it'll also unlock. You might also want to test the functionality of the passage mode button, which we'll do over here. And we'll take the final reset cover, place that on, making sure that it fits snugly in into here, click, and then we'll put in the final installation step, which is grabbing the battery cover and sliding that on. At this point, the lock is complete. You can take a break, show it off to your family and friends, and check out that beauty.